Greetings, it is a brew day. We're not having a good time here, but I think we've got it now under control. So I'm doing a red IPA, a red-hearted IPA is what it's called. So it's a two-hearted clone. Technically, it's not a clone at all, because we've completely changed the recipe, but it's two-hearted, except that's kind of the idea, but I'm making a red version. I've made a black version of two-hearted before. It turned out quite well. So I've got some Red Axe malt that I want to use before I start buying other stuff. So we're doing like the same sort of recipe, but with Red Axe only. And also the two-hearted clone, it only uses one hop, which is Centennial, of which I've got a pile, a big massive chunk here. So this is a smash beer, basically, which I just worked out about 2 minutes ago. It's like, oh, this is actually a smash beer. I haven't done one of these in a while. So 5.5%, we're aiming for 5.5%. We'll see what it turns out. 5.5 kilos of Red Axe is what I had left. 5.5 kilos is what's going in to the mash tun. I actually underlet as well too this time. I don't often do it, especially not with an all-in-one system. It seems a bit pointless. But if you have like a proper mash tun and you're pumping in from underneath, I imagine it would work a lot better, and you could keep the lid on and whatnot and just let it do its business. But when you've got an all-in-one system, it's basically you're lowering it in gradually, very slowly, and it's just a bit of a pain. And I think it's to stop dough balls. It's supposed to be more efficient, stopping dough balls and all that type of stuff. But I never get that anyway, because I've got that massive whisk, and it's very rarely do I ever get dough balls. But I did it anyway. I didn't want all the hot. The only problem with, I'm sure there's actually a scientific reason why it's better to add the water to the grain rather than the grain to the water, which is the way I normally do it. I'm sure there is a scientific reason behind that, but I don't know what it is, and I don't particularly care what it is either. But so I had to like basically lower it in and then give it a good stir afterwards, and it seemed to do the trick. The problem with adding the grain to the water is that you end up with plumes of like grain dust all over the floor. And I was kegging a beer last night, and I had a little bit of an accident on the floor down here. Not me, but this, for some reason, it started leaking at the top after taking it off. So I didn't realize it, but there was like a wort coming through. Maybe it's the pressure or something, I don't know. Maybe there's like a little O-ring that's out of place in there or whatever. But yeah, so it's sticky floor. I need to mop it. I didn't want all that grain dust on the floor, so I decided to do it like that anyway. And the one time I don't take video of me stirring the mash and doing all that crap and no one wants to see is the one time I do something different. So that is the way it is. I haven't tested any mash efficiency, so we'll see what it's like actually. We had another whoopsie moment in that this is an old recipe that I'm using, that I'm pulling from, and it must have been like when I was brewing a bag, but it didn't have any mash out on it. And of course I came in here like afterwards, because the phone and all was in here, and I was in the house sorting out some stuff there. And I came in, and the mash had finished, and the temperature was like 57 or something like that. So it just shows you how long. Usually it's like a little 10-15 minute period I can get while it's doing the mash out to get stuff ready. But yeah, so I had to bring it up to, I've had to re-enter the mash out, and then it's doing that now. So we'll be ready to sparge very soon. So yeah. In terms of the hops then, we should also say that I'm mashing in at 64 rather than, I normally do 67, 64. Red Axe has a tendency to finish high, so we're trying to compensate for that. Especially now that I've done like a reverse step mash as well too, so I've went high and then I've dropped it down low. But yeah, so hops then, I've changed it around slightly. I just added a little bit more hops basically, because the Red Axe has a tendency to take over everything. So we have got the first hops going in 45 minutes, 30 grams, 25 minutes, and 56 grams going in at for the hop stand at 0. And then we've got a 90 gram dry hop on this as well. Now I always find that Centennial, it's a bit of a letdown in terms of the dry hopping. It's really nice, really lovely in the boil, but it's kind of lets itself down the dry hop, from what I can remember anyway. But we'll see again. We'll all find this out at the end of the video when I'm tasting this sucker. So we're going to use Cali Common yeast, and then we have used the water profile for an American IPA, which is what this is. Before I added any salts, the pH was coming in at like 5 point. It was well below 5. It was near 5 actually, maybe 5.1, somewhere between the two. So I had to add an extra bit of baking soda in just to bring up the pH to 5.2. So that was a bit of a surprise, but it just shows you that red X malt and whatever is in that. Okay, this is all going Pete Tong. Look at that, 86. Why is it at 86 when it's supposed to be at 77? It's still going there. So this is all going Pete Tong. Pump's still on as well. Just weird. Whatever is going on. We're going for a different, see the size of the holes, look, slightly different than the pinholes I normally use. Different technique, just to see what happens. Imagine the sparge will be done in about 30 seconds, the size of those holes. Okay, pump on. Here we go. You can also see it's down to 77, so maybe that 86 wasn't accurate. Yeah. Rain started. Lovely stuff. A 45-minute addition going in. Okay, I've taken a gravity reading on it. It's boiling away now. 1.042, that is way down. Well, it should be 1.049. So I had to take a second gravity reading just to make sure that was right. And it's the same. So then I had to make double sure, and I got my spare hydrometer out. And it's still the same, so something's gone badly wrong there. Was that the underletting that did that? I don't know. It did give it a bloody good stir as well too, so that's a surprise. The green is, I think it was October 24, the date on it, so it is reasonably fresh. So yeah, we're at crisis management stage here. So I've got some dry malt extract that's going in now. And I've got another hop drop to do, so I'm going to go and do that now. Let's go and do it. Now normally I would do this properly, but I'm just going to literally dump this in and hope for the best. Can't stir too vigorously, otherwise it'll pull the false bottom off. Or whatever it is, that bottom plate. So that's 500 grams going in that. It's extra light as well too, so it won't affect the colour, thankfully. Look, there's the bottom coming up. Oh, what'd you do that for? Okay, it's gonna buzz as well any minute. So let's just dump the hops in while we're here. There's our 30 minutes addition going in. I'm wondering whether to take a gravity reading on it or whether just to wait to the end. I think I might actually wait to the end. Take a chance. Okay, well, let's be rebels. Okay, hop stand. Looks like we're 76. It's pretty close. It's going in there for 20 minutes. It's really tipping down. It'll clean all that stuff. This is the problem when you don't have like running water inside. You might just have to leave that stuff out there. Abandoned ship. 10:52 is that? 10:54 maybe? 10:53. So we have just about salvaged it, so it's supposed to be 10:58, so we're still obviously points down, but we were after that whole mash incident. I don't really know what's happened there, but we have pulled it back from the brink. So we are still on course for about 5%. It all depends what it ferments down to as well. So we've got our Cali Common. Lovely. Look at the colour on that. My God. I don't know if you can see it properly, but whew. This is gonna be excellent. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you at the dry hop probably, and then we will get drinking. And that's what 100% Red X malt looks like when it's finished. My God, that looks amazing, isn't it? The more clear it is, the brighter the red. There's a little tip for you. If you're using Red X malt, get it as clear as you can, and it's just what superb. Look at the colour on that. Absolutely beautiful. I do like a red beer. It is also, look, officially a pint, 1 pint. Fantastic. Smithwick's glass as well, Smithwick's red. That's a coincidence. It's literally the first one I grabbed over there. So, okay, so this has been in the keg for 3 weeks now. I was talking about doing it last week. Last week's video with the saison. I was going to do it the next day, and I didn't get around to it. Well, the reason I didn't get around to it is because I basically had a really intensely sore throat the next day, and for the next 3 days, and just basically had like some kind of flu, cold, COVID thing. I don't know what it was, but yeah. So I wasn't for doing videos. Still got the cough, whatnot, but we're over the worst. So let's just run through very quickly. We ended up 5.1%, and we did a dry hop on this as well, even though it said it wasn't going to, because dry hops are pointless with Centennial hops in, doesn't it? Should have reminded myself of that. Let me get the recipe up actually. Okay, so all Centennial, all Red X malt. It's a smash beer. How have I made a smash beer? I don't know. It wasn't intentional, but that's what we've got. So, looks beautiful. What does it smell like? I mean, when I was pouring it, I was getting it as it was going into the glass. It was just coming up, and it was a lovely mix of the grapefruitiness of the Centennial and the Red X malt. It just smells wonderful. It really does. Again, that's still what I'm getting. It's not a huge hip, as I said before. It's personally, I think Centennial hops are a waste of time to dry hop with. This is not particularly. I mean, considering it was 90 grams that went in there, you would expect a bit more bang for your buck. But even though it's 3 weeks old, it's still kind of, even when it was fresh, it wasn't quite as. I mean, if it was 90 grams of Citra or Simcoe or something like that, you would really notice it. But the whole point of this beer is not, it's not necessarily about the aroma, it's about how the beer ages, okay? Because what I always find, I've done many beers now with Red X, it's so intense that you'll only have the first maybe 2 weeks where you get the hops, and then it'll be all the malt after that. And what I'm looking for with this beer is to get the flavour of the hops to carry through and to wrestle with the Red X. It carries through really well, and it stays with the beer in the normal kind of two-hearted. So that's why we went with Centennial, because I have good memories about that. And even like, you know, a month, 6 weeks down the line, you can still get a real lovely taste of the hops. Doesn't fade, so that's what we're looking. So after I've said all that, let's give it one more whiff. Yeah, it's grapefruit, a little bit of the grapefruit, and that really rich malt character. Sweet malt. Oh, it smells really good. I mean, if all my beers smell like that, it will be great. Maybe that's the trick. The trick isn't not to make an IPA. It's technically not an IPA, this. Just make something less, and then that way, if the hops fade, you won't be as disappointed. Anyway, never mind. Cheers. It's changed again. So it's like 3 weeks in the keg now. I've obviously been drinking it, and I drunk basically the entire contents of the fermenter, which is still sitting over there. God forgive me, but it's still sitting over there 3 weeks later. Been busy. What can I tell you? I've been really busy. You still see the crap that's sitting in here. Yeah, I'll tell you about that later on. How that's going. Bathroom update. Okay, that's really nice. There is a little bitterness on it. It's not huge. It's just enough. Just about right. It's like a medium body. We what did we get down to? I think it was 10:15 we got down to. Fermenting 10:15 finished it. It's not dryness. Definitely not dryness. It's not super sweet either though. It's just kind of, I think it's just about right for the style. It's like, you know the way you can drink it bitter and it can be sweet and it can be dry at the same time. It's a bit like that. Sort of. It's that kind of what's going on here. Super easy to drink. And the flavour's good. As I say, it's changed. It's been really intense. It's now starting to, I think it's starting to the two flavours are starting to dovetail now, which is what we want. Because we want to see where that goes. You still have that. I'm still getting the Centennial taste. Normally it's really strong orange. I'm getting a little bit of that. But it's mixed in with the Red Axe malt. Now the Red Axe malt, as I've said many times, it's a bit like Munich. The best way to describe it is like intense Munich, but like there's this real crystal type of taste to it as well. So, and I don't think there's any other malt that tastes like that, but I think that is why it is so intense and it kind of overpowers the hops. But you can definitely get the Centennial in there still, so that is good. I mean, it's a smash beer. It's a smash beer. I mean, whoa, what is going on here? Very good. I like it. Definitely like it, but I mean, I like, as you know, I like Red Axe malt anyway, and I like Centennial, so it's like two of the best things coming together, isn't it? So, but yeah, not one. I don't think at this point one is dominating the other. It's nicely balanced, and the taste is, again, it's just that it's quite intense malt, not super intense, but it's also balanced out with the flavour of the Centennial, which is, I think, is the orange. It tastes a little bit orange, but it's multi-orange, if such a thing exists. So yeah, that's good. I like that. I do like that. I mean, I don't know that I've made a bad beer with Red Axe so far. So, and this is, how many is this now? Is 5, 6, something like that. I don't know if I've ever done 100% Red Axe though before, but it can live on its own 2 feet. That's for sure. Although technically it's not 100% because we put in a little bit of dry malt extract. I think a little bit of sugar as well too. I think. You know what, I can't remember. Doesn't matter. So anyway, so just to wrap up, all the stuff's still in here. The bathroom stuff's still in there. There's a bit more bathroom stuff in there now. I've got to somehow do a brew day tomorrow, which should be fun. Now I've already checked that the grandfather can go from here to the door out there. There's not much room for anything else, so that will be fun trying to do that. In terms of the actual bathroom then, so we're waiting on the tiler to do the business. So hopefully by the time you see this, he will have started work in the house. But all the units and stuff, I think we're still waiting for a couple of units left, but everything else is in there, so we're just waiting for him to do the work, and then everything will be finished. So hopefully, and because the plumber, the guy that's doing the plumber, he has a contract with quite a big employer in this country, and so he kind of does this at the weekends and stuff. It's not like through the week or anything like that. So normally, so yeah, it's going to be next weekend. So hopefully by next weekend I'll have more than one toilet. I'm down to one toilet. So they took the other toilet away that's going upstairs. So hopefully upstairs will be finished and all next week. So I don't know what I'm going to do tonight because I'm going to be running to the toilet. The wife's going to be in bed. The only toilet is the ensuite, which is beside her side of the bed, and she's a light sleeper. So that'll be good. That'll be fun when I'm running to the toilet every 5 minutes. So I don't think I'm prepared to piss in the sink just yet, but yeah, hopefully by the end of next weekend we'll have at least one toilet, and then the other one hopefully will be finished after that. So, and then we can get back to normal life. So that will be nice. So, so yeah. Anyway, cheers, me dears. I shall see you next week with any luck. Cheers.